Yep, YouTube. So I'm at it again. Um, did a little hunting around on Facebook, and at the same time, I was listening to Sargon of Akkad's This Week in Stupid. If you haven't checked it out, I encourage you very much to check it out. Um, Sargon of Akkad, as well as Starbird Disagrees, two folks that I follow, quite regularly. They generally have very good content on their channels, and I encourage anybody to check them out. Now, one of the subjects that Sargon of Akkad spoke about was the Molly Tibbetts murder, and how, right now all evidence is pointing toward it being an illegal immigrant from Mexico that committed the murder. Yet, David Hogg, whom everybody knows as the individual from the school shooting who, recorded himself inside and is now protesting our Second Amendment, hasn't spoken about this at all. He's very much a spokesperson for anti-gun, for crimes of violence that involve guns, even though I think his tactics toward that are in very, very poor taste. But he hasn't addressed the very real issue that, statistically speaking, the vast majority of violent crimes that are committed here in the United States are committed by illegal immigrants. A very good example would be MS-13, the Mexican Mafia. Now, MS-13, as we know, in my opinion, although they don't really go for any political gains or anything like that, in my opinion, as with any other gang, they're terrorists, in my opinion. MS-13, they just tend to be a very unique and special breed of scum. So, now, did this illegal immigrant have any gang ties? No, he did not. But right now, all the evidence is pointing to him having committed this murder. But people who have the media's attention, who are in this media limelight, so to say, a lot of them, especially those who are on the political left, seem to be going out of their way to avoid this type of a subject. Now, my personal opinion on this is because the Democratic Party, the political left, they support open borders. In fact, they support the idea of no borders. Anybody who wants to come into our country should be able to, no questions asked. Now, if people want to come into our country and they have nothing but good intentions, I'm all for it. If you feel that you can positively and constructively contribute to our country, and you're willing to assimilate yourself and integrate into our country, into our culture, sure. I see no problem with you coming into our country. But if you don't have good intentions, then of course I don't think that you should be here. Now, when this guy came into our country illegally, did he come into our country with bad intentions? The odds are fair that he did not. The odds are very fair that he was trying to flee the cartels and just wanted to make a better life for himself. Now, of course, in my opinion, that doesn't excuse him coming into the country illegally, But with that said, I do understand the circumstances of him doing so. Again, if he came here without intentions of causing harm. Now, if he wanted to just make a better life for himself, why didn't he try coming here legally? What did he have to hide? In any case, this person followed Molly, followed Miss Tibbetts for a minute or so, however long. Then he got angry with her. I guess, she wasn't talking to him, or, she didn't like what he had to say, didn't want him near her. I mean, she was just out in the morning for a jog. And then his mind goes blank. He doesn't remember what happens next. All he knows is suddenly he's got her blood on him. He's got her blood on him. She's dead. And he has a body now to deal with. So what does he do? He takes her to a secluded place. He finds a cornfield. Hides her body with corn stalks. And then flees. Now, as we all know from watching the news, or even if you get your news updates via YouTube, we all know that his attempts of staying away from the law failed. Police caught up to him. The whole thing now is proving that he, in fact, did the crime. But again, you've got individuals like David Hogg who, rather than address the very real issue of illegal immigrants causing harm to American society, breaking the law, and not just breaking the law, but in some cases killing our citizens, instead of addressing this issue and supporting better border laws and border control, he wants to make it harder for us as law-abiding citizens to be able to comply with our Second Amendment rights, our constitutional rights, to bear arms. Now, if he doesn't like guns, if he doesn't like the idea of firearms, that's fine. He's entitled to that opinion. He can like and dislike and, feel and think however he wants, whatever he wants. That's fine. But I think a very serious thing that he's overlooking is that somebody who has bad intentions isn't going to care what the gun laws are. Somebody who wants to cause people harm isn't going to care if they have a gun legally or illegally. They're not going to care. Rather, that means going out and buying a gun or breaking into a place after hours and stealing a gun. But one thing to care about is that if it becomes harder for law-abiding citizens to purchase firearms, you're going to have less responsible and law-abiding people owning firearms. Which means when somebody comes into an area with a firearm seeking to cause harm, there are going to be less people that are going to be able to do anything about it. There are going to be less people that are going to be able to attempt to stop this threat. So, while David Hogg is on a rampage to try to ban firearms, I think what he should look at is trying to figure out a way to ban illegal immigration. Because again, it's not us as law-abiding citizens that are causing problems. It's the people that are crossing into our country under false pretense, already committing a crime by coming here illegally, as well as coming here with bad intentions. David Hogg, I'm going to say this directly to you. If you really want to do some good, leave our Second Amendment rights alone, first off, and direct your energy toward people who are actually breaking the law. Miss Tibbetts is only one name on an extremely large list, an extremely long list of people who have needlessly lost their lives to illegal immigrants. There have been more murders in the continental U.S. by illegal immigrants than by people who legally own a firearm. Maybe right now you've got your energy going in the wrong direction. Rather than fight against the common person, rather than fight against law-abiding people, why don't you actually put your energy toward fighting against actual lawbreakers? Yeah, just food for thought for you, David.